Golden sun rise up slow, coffee steam in the glow. Cannabis in the haze, start our tropic days. Morning dew on the leaves, coconut breeze in the trees. Roasting beans, smooth and dark, lighting up a morning spark. Coffee cup, tulips so high, cannabis under azure sky. Warmth in every single ray, tropic love in morning play. Birds sing a tender tune in the light of early June. Cannabis leaves swaying mild, coffee aroma running wild. Sunrise glow so gentle, bright, coffee cup, my heart's delight. Cannabis mist in the air, friends we share this morning fare. Tropical breeze whispers low, we sip slow, feel the flow. Hands we hold, a peaceful beat, life is sweet where hearts do meet. Sunday morning, pure and free, church bell rings in harmony. Coffee warm and glowing sun, cannabis dreams we've just begun. Gospel tunes we softly hum, joyful hearts and beating drums. Tropical skies wide and grand, together we all understand. Peaceful shorebirds take to flight, nature paints a pure delight. Friends and laughter fill the space, in this soft and sacred place. Cannabis calm in subtle grace, coffee warmth in our embrace. Hands circle dreams in morning light, Sunday sunrise pure and bright. Gospel tunes we softly hum, church bell rings in harmony. Coffee warm and glowing sun, cannabis dreams we've just begun. Golden sun, rise up slow, coffee steam in the glow. Cannabis in the haze, start our tropic days. Morning dew on the leaves, coconut breeze in the trees. Roasting beans, smooth and dark, lighting up a morning spark. Coffee cup to lips so high, cannabis under azure sky, warmth in every single ray, tropic love in morning play. Birds sing a tender tune in the light of early June. Cannabis leaves sway in my coffee aroma running wild. Percussion rhythm so sweet, sand warm beneath our feet. Cannabis whispers in the air, coffee heartbeat softly share. Coffee cup to lips so high, cannabis under azure sky, warmth in every single ray, tropic love in morning play. Percussion rhythm so sweet, sand warm beneath our feet. Cannabis whispers in the air, coffee heartbeat softly share. Coffee cup to lips so high, cannabis under azure sky, warmth in every single ray, tropic love in morning play.
Sunrise through the palm trees, cup of coffee in my hand. Warm breeze whispers gently in this simple morning land. Smooth coffee scent rising, dark roast in my cup. Take a sip, refreshing, just can't get enough. Coffee and cannabis in the Sunday air, feeling so righteous, not a single care. Cannabis in the garden, leaves so green and bright. Smooth waves in the distance, life feels so right. Coffee grounds on the table, sugar and some cream, rolling up the green leaves in this peaceful dream. Coffee and cannabis in the Sunday air, feeling so righteous, not a single care. Cannabis in the garden, leaves so green and bright. Smooth waves in the distance, life feels so right. Coffee grounds on the table, sugar and some cream, rolling up the green leaves in this peaceful dream.
Something morning light softly shine through. We're wrapped up in the moment, just me and you. Coffee's brewing slow, the world's still at ease. Cove-TV's on, just the sun, us and the trees. Waking big beside you, feeling so complete. With every gentle touch, our love so sweet. Cannabis in the air, lifting up our souls, taking it slow, letting the good vibes roll. You and me and the morning haze, Cove-TV's on. You know, lazy days, the first hit of the day sets our hearts ablaze. Making big love in the soft sun's rays, cannabis kisses, smoke rings in the air. Sunday mornings with you, nothing can compare. The warmth of your smile, the calm of the breeze, our favorite strains whisper through the trees. Every puff we take, every song we hear, Cove-TV's playing and it all feels clear. A love so deep in this quiet place, with a bowl in hand we find our space. Cannabis and coffee in the morning light, wake and bake together, everything feels right. You and me and the morning haze, Cove-TV's on. In our lazy days, the first hit of the day sets our hearts ablaze. Making big love in the soft sun's rays, cannabis kisses, smoke rings in the air. Sunday mornings with you, nothing can compare. The world slows down just for a while, cannabis dreams and your gentle smile. Cove-TV playing our favorite shows. With every hit, our connection grows. It's the little moments, the quiet and the slow. In your eyes I see everything I need to know. You and me and the morning haze, Cove-TV's on. In our lazy days, the first hit of the day sets our hearts ablaze. Wake and bake love in the soft sun's rays, cannabis kisses, smoke rings in the air. Sunday mornings with you, nothing can compare. So here we are in our Sunday best, wake and bake mornings feeling so blessed. Cannabis love, Cove-TV's glow. With you by my side, it's all I need to know.
Good Sunday morning, everybody. I hope everybody's having a wonderful, wonderful morning. How are you doing this morning, man bear?
Good. Already on my second cup of coffee.
Yeah, man. What is up this morning, Amber? I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful Sunday morning. Good morning, Nikki. How are you, dear? I hope you are having a wonderful, wonderful start to your Sunday. Good morning, Ma. How are you? I hope you are having a wonderful, wonderful Sunday morning. Good morning, Ashley. How are you, dear? I hope you are having a wonderful, wonderful Sunday morning. Good morning, Brad. How you doing, man? I hope you are having a wonderful, wonderful morning. How is everybody's morning starting so far?
So far, so good.
So far, so good. It's been a nice, slow start to the morning. That's how I like Sundays.
Yeah, I agree.
I got up this morning, worked on a little bit of September stuff for the Cove page, and finished up some tunes, and just been kind of chilling. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
You'll never guess who won 5-time Stoner Roulette last night, everybody.
Who won? Oh, it was me. I won.
It was this guy. Congratulations, man bear. You were the best stoner last night. Man, I can't believe it came down to you and Cody. And dude, Crystal was so fucking close. I was hoping it would either come down to you or Crystal, because I know that like you guys have made it so far.
Yeah.
I know Cody I love that Cody would have won, but I know he's won the 5 times trophy before, and so I know neither you or Crystal had won either of the trophies, and so that was great. That was great.
Yeah, what's next? What's next? Gonna win a basement brawl or something? This is getting weird, guys.
Last night was also the biggest Stoner Roulette wheel that we have had ever.
Yeah.
It was huge. I want to say there was over 30 names on the wheel. So, I mean, at 150 spins.
Yeah.
Just people alone, not counting all the dab times. Right, I don't know what the fucking deal is with Amber's Facebook, but it's being super dumb. Even last night, it was not letting her do shit on Facebook. But that much love, Amber, and that is why one of the reasons I love streaming to YouTube also is because, like Nikki said, sometimes it's easier if she's doing stuff to listen to the YouTube, and sometimes it's really shitty about letting people comment or tag or share or whatever. And
I actually can't share anything right now. I'm being shadow banned by Facebook right now. If I share it to certain groups, it just gives this weird flash message with that like don't enter sign. The line, the white line with the red. The backwards stop. It says you can't share it. And it says that I exceeded my limit, but that was days and days ago now. So I don't know.
Good morning, CJ. How are you doing? And I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful Sunday morning. She might send me a screenshot last night to where it was just like, you can't comment on this. And I'm like, I know that was doing it to Copsy a while ago, and then I just let him comment. And I'm like, well, fucking, that's crazy.
Yeah, and it's just like, for what reason? Like, it's like AI is literally picking people out at random for like the weirdest shit.
It's pretty crazy.
Well, the thing that I keep thinking about is the English language is the most difficult language to actually learn, and it has the most fucked up words that mean like more than one thing. Wind, wind, read, like, stuff like that. So what I'm thinking is AI is actually reading things incorrectly and handing out, you know what I mean? Like when you're grammatically incorrect, AI is like, oh no, you look what they're saying, and it's like
fucking grammar police, bro. It's the grammar fucking NSA.
Dude, think about it, though. It makes sense. Like, you could literally be insulting somebody or a race, and really you were trying to say, like, have a good day. Like...
Absolutely. All right, let's smoke another bowl. Cheers, everybody.
I do that once in a while.
Once in a great while.
Soft lights creeping in the world's at ease. We're swinging in the hammock, swaying with the breeze. Cove-TV's humming mellow tunes in the air. Cannabis kisses and your fingers in my hair. The sunrise whispers paint and gold on the sea. Just you, me, and morning sweet symphony. The sky's waking up and we're feeling so free. Wrapped in each other where we're meant to be. You, me, the sunrise, and a gentle sway. Wake and bake mornings where we drift away. Cove-TV's our soundtrack as the day unfolds. Lost in the warmth and the stories we've told. With every soft touch and the smoke in the air, it's you, me, and this morning we share. The scent of coffee blends with the pine. Your laughter's like music, our hearts intertwine. Cannabis clouds dance in the light. Your smile's the sun in my morning sky bright. We're wrapped in a rhythm so sweet and slow. Cove-TV plays softly, setting the flow. With every gentle toke, every glance your way, we're spinning in our own little hideaway. You, me, the sunrise, and a gentle sway. Wake and bake mornings where the world melts away. Cove-TV sets the tone, jazz in the breeze. With you in my arms, I've got all I need. Cannabis dreams as the dawn breaks through. This morning's a love song, just me and you. So let's hang here forever, let the hours pass slow. With every little kiss, let the good vibes flow. The sun's rising higher, but we've got no care. In this morning cocoon, love's in the air. We're wrapped in a world only we understand. Cove-TV playing as we dream and we plan. a gentle sway. Wake and bake mornings where the world melts away. Cove-TV keeps us in the perfect vibe. With every touch, I'm electrified. Cannabis and sunrise with the one I adore. In the glow of the morning, who could ask for more? So let's swing slow, let the sunrise shine. With you in my arms, everything's divine. Cannabis whispers, Cove-TV's tune. Just you, me, the sunrise, our love and bloom.
Cheers,
I like that
everybody. I like that one. I got a couple more to play throughout the morning, but happy September 1st, everybody.
Right?
I did change, so I always try to give a new cover photo for the Cove page every month, and this one is a never forget one.
I actually saw that this morning, and I was going to say, very nicely done.
Thank you. Anybody who knows me knows that 9/11 is my rabbit hole. I personally have no real true connection to it. I have no family or, my brother was in the military or whatever, but it's still just that whole month of September I dedicate to 9/11, man. And that whole day moves the shit out of me, man. It's wild. There's so many stories. I've been doing a lot of research and making sure that numbers and stuff are correct because I'm putting together a post that just talks about the people that were in the area, and that's not even counting the people that were, in the area of the Pentagon or in the area of Kingsville or wherever. But I do know that the population of Manhattan in September of 2001 was 1.5 million people.
Yeah. And we did have a speaker, was it like 3 weeks ago, that was actually the chief or fire person in charge.
Yeah, Chief Tim Brown. He's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful dude, and I highly, highly recommend anybody look up his story.
Yeah, amazing story. Sorry,
amazing. No, absolutely. And you can really hear like the heart wrenching in their voice. Yeah. I mean, I still to this day I just can't even imagine. I mean, and yeah, so yeah, I've always been big on never forget.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know what has everybody got going on this morning, man. We got the Europe Nanigans coming up at 9:13 Mountain Standard Time. That would be 11:13 on the East Coast. Good morning, Erica.
What's going on?
Yeah, Ma said 9/11 is the reason we left New York. Absolutely. It's sad. I mean, it's crazy how much it changed everything.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just, there's so much to it. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much to that entire, not because I'm a Family Guy fan, but Seth MacFarlane was supposed to be on one of those planes.
Yeah.
A creator of Family Guy.
Michael Jackson was supposed to be on one of those flights.
There's an entire list of people, isn't there? Like,
oh, absolutely, Ma. I can definitely understand that. Yeah,
I said this before. My girlfriend woke up, came downstairs in her house, and her dad was watching the news. And she's like, "Why are you watching a weird movie? Why are you rewinding some plane hitting a building?" And then he's like, "This is the news. We just got attacked." And she's like, "What?" Like, yeah.
Let me see if I can.
Dude, I think we were 17 when it happened. I think 18 when it happened. I was. So yeah, that was a long time ago.
It was a long 23 years ago.
Yeah, now you just made me feel real old.
Right.
I'm doing the math. I'm like, I just said 18. You just said 23. I'm like, oh God. Everyone knows my secret. I'm just an old man.
Oh, thank you. Happy late 420, everybody.
Yeah, it's my fault. I'm a blabber today.
No, you're good.
The sun's rising slow, casting gold on the sea. Palm trees swaying, just you, love, and me. We're waking up easy with the waves' soft song. Cannabis in the air where we both belong. Coffee in hand and the bowls packed tight. We're breathing in the morning in the soft sunlight. The ocean breeze whispers sweet and low. In our tropical hideaway we let the good vibes flow. It's a wake and bake morning in the warm sunrise. Cannabis dreams watching the day arise. Soft jazz playing in the tropical air. We're lost in the moment without a care. With every little toke and the sun's soft rays. It's you, me in the morning in a smoky haze. The sky's painted pink with a touch of blue. The island's waking up, but it's just me and you. We light up the day with every gentle hit. Cannabis kisses, we're loving every bit. Cove-TV's humming, playing soft and sweet. We're lounging in the morning, feeling so complete. The sand's at our feet, the sun on our skin. In this quiet paradise where the day begins. It's a wake and bake morning in the warm sunrise. Cannabis dreams watching the day arise. Soft jazz playing in the tropical air. We're lost in the moment without a care. With every little toke and the sun's soft rays. It's you, me in the morning in a smoky haze. So let's stay right here, let's take it slow. With every hit we take, we let the love grow. The sun climbs higher, but we've got no rush. With cannabis and sunrise, it's just us. We're swinging in the hammock, watching the tide. With every breath we take, we're feeling alive. It's a wake and bake morning in the warm sunrise. Cannabis dreams watching the day arise. Soft jazz playing in the tropical air. We're lost in the moment without a care. With every little toke and the sun's soft rays. It's you, me in the morning in a smoky haze. So let's light it up, let the good times roll. Cannabis and sunshine soothing the soul. In our tropical paradise with you by my side. It's a wake and bake love in the morning tide.
Good. Hey, Steve. How you doing, man? I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful Monday.
Oh, another person in the future.
Yes, he's from the land down under.
Oh, nice.
Oh, Father's Day in Australia. Interesting.
Huh. That's something
So,
every day.
your nanigans this morning. We'll do a smoke break this afternoon, and then Europe will have his Europe away tonight. Nothing else too crazy going on, I don't think, for Sunday.
No, it's just Sunday.
I feel like Sunday is a good day to definitely fucking chill and reflect and prep for the week ahead, along with other things. So,
yes, of course. Plus, it's a new month.
New month, new Token Tunes playlist coming up on Tuesday.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm. Don't really have too much for crazy news this morning. Does anybody have anything for news this morning?
No, not really. I mean, I don't know. Let me see. I'm getting older. I won 5 times Stoner Roulette. That's pretty cool. I mean, I don't think everyone else thinks it's cool, but
dude, I was super stoked when I saw that you won Stoner Roulette. It was good.
Go ahead.
Oh no! You just got to figure out which one of your 13 properties to put the trophy in.
That's right. Hide it from everybody else.
Right? No kidding. Yeah, it's spring and okay. What up, Jeremy? How are you, man? Hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful morning, bro. Happy
Good
Sunday.
morning, Sunday, yes.
Sunday fun day.
Yeah. Bears got into the garbage, but they were polite again and took it off my property. So sorry. I mean, I kind of feel bad for my landlords, man. We had all those big green bins, right? And like they were even trying to lock them out. The bears were ripping the lids off of the green bins and like destroying them. Like we literally had trouble keeping the bears out of any kind of garbage can. So the landlords got pissed off, got rid of the green bins, gave everybody individual cans. Now the bears just go around and knock them over. So now we gotta like tie up our garbage bins and stuff or put weight on them.
You gotta like chain them closed.
Yeah, I got like wood stacked on mine, or I have like an old dog lanyard that I wrap around it.
Good morning, Daniel. Right? How are you doing this morning, man? I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful morning.
Yeah, it's weird because they're like, usually you think of bears crashing around making a lot of noise, right? Nah, man, these bears are being stealthy. I didn't hear them all morning, and there might have been one here like 10 minutes ago. I didn't hear shit.
Let's see if I can grab the bear cam.
What was that one thing on Facebook? Would you rather be stuck in the woods with a bear or a man? And everyone's like, oh, a bear or a man. It's like you see all the men playing with bears in Russia. And you're like, what the fuck is going
on? They must have took the cam down for the time. Oh, I suppose it's super dark in Alaska right now.
Is it? Yeah, I guess so. Well, it's getting light here, but not yet. Yeah, it was actually, what was it, like 4:30? I went outside here, and the stars were still out like it was last night. I actually went and checked my phone, because I was like, did I get up too early?
We're kind of brushing into the fall season, Steve.
Yeah. Fall kind of started early, I feel, too. Like, kind of just like mid-August, it was like a hint of, because now I wake up with cold. There's no more humid weather here until it gets like during the middle of the day, end of the day.
Ma said ammonia helps deter the bears.
Yeah, we tried a couple of different things. Actually, what we were doing is trying to put our cat litter like after we had changed it out there, and they won't take the stuff that has the cat litter in it, but they'll take everything else around it. So yes, it deters things that have ammonia on it, but these bears are pretty, I don't know, ignorant. Ignorant's a good word. These bears are very ignorant. They're like, yeah, that's ammonia. That smells bad. We'll just go to the neighbor's house. I think we have.
It's ignorant and stubborn.
Yes, absolutely. Because they're like, yeah. And the thing is, with all the fires, which weren't that bad this year, a lot of their food sources get burnt up, so they get pushed into town like naturally.
Which that's super fucking sad.
It's almost human consumption problem because we're eating more, creating more garbage, more plastic containers. So as we create more garbage, they started to lessen our garbage pickup so we would recycle more. But most people were like, I don't give a shit about recycling, so we're just creating more garbage that's piling up for 2 weeks instead of the weekly garbage pickup.
Right.
So I'm sorry, garbage can't just sit there for 2 weeks.
We're not in bear country.
No, but there's nothing we can do. Like, I don't have...
Well, you gonna go and yell at a fucking Kodiak bear and tell it to get out of your garbage in the morning? No. You're gonna be like, please don't make a mess, bear. I appreciate you.
I've been so lucky because usually, they'll grab a bag, go to drag it, and there's just a big hole and a big trail of garbage. You've seen the video.
Yeah, for real. And they're just like, fuck you. If I can't have your garbage, I'm just gonna throw that shit everywhere.
Yeah. But the funniest shit is we had an outdoor cat during all of this too, and he never got attacked. He was always like, what's up? I'd come down here like for the show or whatever, and he'd be like, hey, what's up? Just sitting there like, yeah, bears, who cares? I'm a cat. They don't give a fuck. Some weird way, I think they're like distant cousins, cats and bears. We're going to find out down the road. Yeah, they share a DNA strand.
All right, let's do another song. I think I got this one to play yet.
Soft lights creeping in the world's at ease. We're swinging in the hammock, swaying with the breeze. Cove-TV's humming mellow tunes in the air. Cannabis kisses and your fingers in my hair. The sunrise whispers pink and gold on the sea. Just you, me, and morning sweet symphony. The sky's waking up and we're feeling so free. Wrapped in each other where we're meant to be. You, me, the sunrise, and a gentle sway. Wake and bake mornings where we drift away. Cove-TV's our soundtrack as the day unfolds. lost in the warmth and the stories we've told. With every soft touch and the smoke in the air, it's you, me, and this morning we share. The scent of coffee blends with the pine. Your laughter's like music, our hearts intertwine. Cannabis clouds dance in the light. Your smile's the sun in my morning sky bright. We're wrapped in a rhythm so sweet and slow. Cove-TV plays softly, setting the flow. With every gentle toke, every glance your way, we're spinning in our own little hideaway. You, me, the sunrise, and a gentle sway. Wake and bake mornings where the world melts away. Cove-TV sets the tone, jazz in the breeze. With you in my arms, I got all I need. Cannabis dreams as the dawn breaks through. This morning's a love song, just me and you. So let's hang here forever, let the hours pass slow. With every little kiss, let the good vibes flow. The sun's rising higher, but we've got no care. And this morning cocoon loves in the air. We're wrapped in a world only we understand. Cove-TV playing as we dream and we plan. And a gentle sway. Wake and bake mornings where the world melts away. Cove-TV keeps us in the perfect vibe. With every touch, I'm electrified. Cannabis and sunrise with the one I adore. In the glow of the morning, who could ask for more? So let's swing slow, let the sunrise shine. With you in my arms, everything's divine. Cannabis whispers, Cove-TV's tune. Just you, me, the sunrise, our love in bloom.
Yeah.
Maybe I already played that one, but I don't know.
That's a good one. What do you mean?
I don't know. I just
You're good, man. You're good.
All right. Oh, go ahead, man.
I would say it's nice chilling Sunday. I like the music today, man.
I love the Sunday morning music, man. I hope everybody else enjoys the Sunday morning music.
We got a boat.
Boat. All right, let's do this day in history for fucking September 1st. That's crazy.
I almost thought you weren't going to do it.
Oh, no. Echo? Okay.
Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for September 1st. September 1st is the 244th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 245th in leap years, with 121 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is formula. Formula is usually a noun, occasionally an adjective. As a noun, formula, in an oversimplified definition, basically means a particular specific combination of components that make or produce something or lead to a desired result. For example, a formula could be a general fact, rule, or principle, as in, he attributed the success of the company to its innovative business formula, or the team analyzed the sales data to identify the winning marketing formula. A formula can be a symbolic expression of a chemical composition or constitution of a substance, such as the formula for water being H2O. Formula can be a group of symbols, such as letters and numbers, associated to express facts or data, as in the mathematician devised a complex formula to solve the problem, or Einstein's famous formula E equals mc squared. One could very well consider a recipe to be a formula, like the soft drink Coca-Cola's secret formula. In that vein, you could think of a prescription as a formula, as in the doctor wrote out the prescription outlining the formula of medications and dosages needed to treat the patient's condition. A specific mixture or milk substitute used for feeding babies is called formula. The word formula is often applied to certain kinds of story writing, like certain components that go into a story, like plot points. One might say the author's novels seemed to follow a similar formula. As an adjective, the word formula might refer to a particular type of vehicle, such as an open wheel, open cockpit, rear engine racing car that conforms to prescribed specifications as to size, weight, and engine displacement, like you might see in Formula One racing. In that case, the idea of a particular specific combination of components is still present in the notion of Formula One racing or a formula car. So basically, formula has to do with any orderly way, whether it's in regards to a process or an order of operations, a recipe, a prescription, a proven method that gets consistent results, or a particular set of rules. The word formula comes to us from Latin. First known use of the word formula is in the 1630s. Formula. The word formula was suggested by Mr. Bowers, and if you have a word you'd like us to explore in this Word of the Day section, drop it in the comments. We'll take a look at it. And with that, Catherine the Great was Empress of Russia in the second half of the 1700s. She'd come from the German kingdom of Prussia to Russia when she was 15. She worked hard to learn the language, assimilate to the culture, and ingratiate herself to the people. Born Princess Sophie, she acquired the name Catherine II when she converted to the Russian Orthodox faith. She was all in. Catherine II and Peter III of Russia were married when she was 16 and he was 17. Unfortunately, Peter was immature and not romantically interested in his new wife. Peter III came into power as Emperor of Russia when his mother Elizabeth died in 1739, but he only ruled for about 6 months until he was unseated in a coup d'etat, at which time Catherine became the Empress of Russia. There was certainly some intrigue on her part, and of course a lot more to their story, these two. But the reason I'm telling you about any of it today is that on September 1st, 1763, Empress Catherine II of Russia approved plans for an orphanage in Moscow known as the Moscow Orphanage or the Foundling Home. One goal of this project was to raise ideal citizens for the Russian state by bringing up thousands of abandoned children to a very high standard of refinement, cultivation, and professional qualifications. Unfortunately, the orphanage experienced a stunningly high infant mortality rate, about 87%. That's almost 9 out of 10. And the orphanage failed as a social institute in Catherine's lifetime, despite plenty of staffing and plenty of financing. Things with the orphanage did improve later in the 1800s under the reign of Empress Maria and came closer to achieving its founding goals. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your outlook, the Moscow orphanage is no more, having been disbanded immediately after the Russian Revolution of 1917. This is the birthday of voice actor Hal Douglas, born September 1st, 1924. And what a voice he had. I'm absolutely certain that you've heard his voice if you've been on the planet for a few decades and watched any movie trailers. If you've ever heard any of those clips that go, "In a world where," it might be Hal Douglas. I've included a couple of links to some examples of his voiceover work. Hal Douglas lived to the age of 89. Today's song is Sheila by Tommy Roe, number 1 on September 1st, 1962. Recorded in a style known as the Lubbock sound, made popular by Buddy Holly, Tommy Roe's original inspiration for this song was a girl he went to high school with, named Frida, but the producers suggested he change the name. Tommy Roe's Aunt Sheila was visiting, so she was thusly honored. The song hit #1 on September 1st, 1962, and held that spot for 2 weeks. Sheila by Tommy Roe. Link in the description. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoy this series, you can check out the playlist that contains these videos.
Yes, please give Vicky Bowers a like, a subscribe, a share. She is fucking awesome. I love This Day in History every morning.
Yeah, me too.
Good morning, Brother Scroy. How you doing this morning, man? I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful morning. Yeah, it's crazy. It's fucking September already.
And Daniel, right, I was telling the bears to go away, and I was trying to take a picture last night or the morning before, and then I saw the size of the black bear. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to let you do your thing. I just kind of backed away. It was a good 500-pound black bear. You know what? You're good, homie. I'll catch you later. I'm out.
Yes, hence why it's man bear and not bear man, because there's a limit. There's a fucking line.
Oh, 300-pounder, we're good. I can take him. If it's a man, you can always kick him in the crotch and win the fight. But, made that mistake. Fuck, make sure it's a man. No, there's nothing in there.
All right, we'll play another song, and then we'll do our morning speaker. I hope everybody's having a wonderful morning. No. Yeah, my bad. That's not the right one.
One of these.
Sunrise glow so gentle, bright. Coffee cup, my heart's delight. Cannabis mist in the air. Friends we share this morning fare. Tropical breeze whispers low. We sip slow, feel the flow. Hands we hold, a peaceful beat. Life is sweet where hearts do meet. Sunday morning, pure and free. Church bell rings in harmony. Coffee warm and glowing sun. Cannabis dreams, we've just begun. Gospel tunes we softly hum. Joyful hearts and beating drums. Tropical skies wide and grand. Together we all understand. Peaceful shorebirds take to flight. Nature paints a pure delight. Friends and laughter fill the space. In this soft and sacred place. Cannabis calm and subtle grace. Coffee warmth in our embrace. Hands circle dreams in morning light. Sunday sunrise pure and bright. Gospel tunes we softly hum. Church bell rings in harmony. Coffee warm and glowing sun. Cannabis dreams, we've just begun.
That's one of my favorite. That's like my favorite Sunday morning song.
Very Sunday.
I fucking love that one. It's super Sunday. It's the Sundayest, if I had to say.
Yeah, the Sundayest. Good word. It sure is bright there.
Oh yeah, dude. Once the sun comes up over the canal, it gets crazy. Oh, this one looks interesting. Chiaba Chaco, I'm guessing, is the name.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Chaco, maybe? Chaco.
Well, y'all, it's bedtime. I don't know about you, but I am tired. I am stiff. I am exhausted. I was ready to do this at 11 a.m. this morning. No, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I know it's going to happen. If I try to recite my talk, it's going to be like trying to suck a really frozen slushy. See, my brain's already doing the thing through a really narrow straw. Do you know how frustrating that is? Yeah. So I'm just going to rely on my script. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. You know what? You are my hero, Chloe. Let me tell you why, because I love Brene Brown. Yes, and I'm like having a conversation with you. I'm like, can we just like talk here? Okay. So what I love about Brene Brown is what she says about authentic leadership. And it is the courage to show up even when you cannot control the outcome. And that's where we're at tonight. Okay. So big round of applause for Chloe, please, please. Like the beauty of imperfection. My fear was realized, and she showed me how to navigate it. So, really, really grateful for you, Chloe. And then I'm thinking of Peter's talk and what he shared, and I was like, oh, dream, fact, feeling, and then eventually realization. I'm like, the dream was to be here one day. The fact is, I'm here and I want to go home. What to do, but thank you. Well, I'm so grateful to have you all here. I'm so thankful that you are lending your ears, opening up your minds, and allowing your hearts to be stirred by topics you may or may not have been interested in, but hopefully you walk away with a new, fresh perspective. So the title of my talk is Imposter Syndrome. It's not you, it's what happened to you. We're going to begin with a loose definition for those of us that may not be familiar with what it is. Lightly put, imposter syndrome is doubting your abilities and feeling like a fraud even though your performance is adequate and likely above average. People have a hard time taking it seriously because they just think you're insecure and they want to be helpful. So they'll say lovely things like, don't make it harder than it is. You're supposed to fake it until you make it. Or, you just need to trust yourself. Stop worrying. You are fine. But let me tell you why that rarely works. Imposter syndrome actually has its origins in trauma. Now, before I lose you, consider this. Even though imposter syndrome is flippantly tossed around the office, if you can just catch it and then peel back the layers, you will often discover an origin story that is pickled with difficulty, complexity, and imbalance. It is not irrational. It's not something light, small, and fluffy that hopped into your head. It is neurobiological. It is actually a deeply rooted way of behaving that is meant to support you or help you navigate unsupportive environments. What I mean is, if your situation required you to emphasize productivity, efficiency, and good behavior way more than it emphasized your true, whole, authentic self, then you were raised on the breeding grounds of imposter syndrome. All you need to do is inhale the pressure to live up to someone else's definition of success and snap, you have contracted it. And then your chances of presenting as symptomatic compounds like interest if you are a firstborn, only child, grew up poor, identify with a minority group, and or come from a single parent or blended household. Once the conditions are right, imposter syndrome will settle in and crouch and lie in wait until an event or transition that requires you to leave your comfort zone. 3 of the most common that I have seen are suddenly having big shoes to fill, having to be out on your own, or having to compete for a seat at the table. These opportunities feel like obstacles because they do not fit what you know. They are not familiar to you. So you start doubting yourself and you wonder, who am I to play big? Despite my angle, imposter syndrome isn't a disease, but it can be debilitating with real life consequences on your ability to lead, love, and perform. So let's get to it. I'm Shaba. I am a trauma-informed licensed therapist, and I'm going to walk you through the ripple effect of relational trauma and how it forms imposter syndrome over time. Here's a really interesting thing that you may not know about trauma. There are actually 2 types. There is big T trauma, and then there is little t trauma. Big T trauma is obvious. Think wars, earthquakes, violence. But little t trauma, it's more subtle, more like bullying, breakups, rejection, or having to move around frequently. Which do you have? I like the way my mentor puts it. It actually does not matter because big T trauma explodes on you while little t trauma erodes away at your confidence and sense of safety over time. Today, we are interested in little t trauma because that's where a lot of overlooked relational trauma camps out. Relational trauma is the thing that happens in your formative years where your sense of feeling loved and protected is consistently disrupted outside of your control and sometimes even your parents' control. Okay, fine. So maybe the word trauma just doesn't resonate for you because you don't want to blame, you don't want to play the victim, you know so many others have it much worse. Here's my ask of you today. From a behavioral perspective, consider that trauma shows up in one of 2 ways. It either causes you to overfunction or underfunction. So just take a moment to see if you've ever had stints in life where you're described as overdoing it or underdoing it, where you're either all on or all off, and you can't find a middle ground. Moderation simply is not an option. Most of the people who come to see me are classic overfunctioners who start to freak out because they start getting sluggish or committing the cardinal sin, dropping the ball. Since society sees them as high performing and high producing and high functioning, they never feel the burn until a key area of their life starts to suffer, like romance, parenting, performance reviews, or the big one that really gets their attention, their physical health. By staying with me to the end of this talk, you will get the chance to determine how you may have been impacted by the ripples of relational trauma and find out for yourself how imposter syndrome may be holding you hostage to an unfair view of yourself, your abilities, and your responsibilities. Fair warning. I am a therapist, so while it's not all your mom, it definitely is childhood. Some of you are out there like, wait a minute, I have imposter syndrome and I had a great childhood. And you know what? I cherish that with you. I am so happy. And things can be great and still missing key ingredients for your all around success. That's pretty normal. You're allowed to be grateful for the shoulders you stand on and honor what they weren't able to provide for you because they didn't have access to it themselves. Also, another little secret that you probably don't know about trauma, trauma is not just the bad things that happen to you, it's also the good things that didn't. The bottom line is, if you chronically struggle with imposter syndrome, you are overcompensating for something that was missing at an earlier time, and you're probably going to need some help unpacking that. Feel free to approach me later on this, people. Okay. So do you have a hunch that maybe you have it or someone you know might have it? Now's your chance to shed some light on how things may have gotten this way for you or them. Listen to my story with imposter syndrome and see if there's any truth in it for you. I can trace the ripples of my own imposter syndrome as far back as 5th grade, but I'm sure they go further back than that. Since memories don't function as history, though, I'm just going to say this is based on a true story. Our South Asian immigrant family didn't talk much, but we got told plenty. We were in what psychologists call an authoritarian household, which is code for very strict. There were high standards, rigid rules, and plenty of critical feedback that was meant to be helpful and keep us on track for the American dream. But really, looking back, we didn't know what we were doing. We didn't have the mentors and we didn't have the proper community resources. But I digress, and we'll go back to family dynamics. Besides doing as you were told, you were left to your own devices to figure things out and learn from your mistakes on your own without a ton of emotional support or psychological guidance. The underlying message, don't fail because failure's not an option. No one was trying to be mean or unsupportive. Everyone was doing the best that they could with the resources that they had at the time. Plus, it's really tough to fully be there for who you love when you're irritable and stressed and on edge all the time. The final main feature of my family that I'd like to share with you, we weren't talkers, but we were deep feelers. Dad managed his big feelings by adopting a kind of stoicism, and my mom clung to her spirituality to work out her stress. My feelers took more of a survival approach and narrowed down my options to 2 modes of functioning. You guessed it, either over-functioning or under-functioning. That's to say, I managed my big feelings by either staying busy and working hard or by numbing and checking out. Later, this translated into a seesaw of hyperproductivity followed by benders of procrastination. And that actually isn't uncommon for people with imposter syndrome. Think tortoise and the hare. Your nervous system unconsciously decides when to conserve resources, churu, and when to act swiftly, hare. One morning, it was one of those act swiftly moments for a 10-year-old Sheba. I can't explain how I knew, but I just felt the urge that I need to stay home that day, and the chances were unlikely since nothing short of a fever ever landed me stay-at-home privileges, but surprisingly, I was allowed to stay that day. Looking back now, it's probably because Dad knew my mom was struggling and could use some help looking after my 1-year-old sister at the time. In service of sparing you the gritty details, I'll summarize it this way. That was the day my mother attempted to take her own life. But by a stroke of luck, 10-year-old me happened to be there and was able to swoop in and save her. I didn't know it at the time, but I can tell now. That was the moment I started to actively compartmentalize and split. I became a double agent who had to be a grown-up and a kid at the same time. The kid was shoved to the back seat while someone who grew up too fast took the wheel. Had two versions of me. There was the real me with needs, wounds, feelings. Then there was the performative me who was polished, upbeat, hyper independent. I helped Mom raise my siblings. I became her mental health advocate, Dad's right-hand man, basically their marriage counselor, compartmentalizing everything, helped me not complain, and I was able to keep my emotions at bay because I just kept them in a little box I never went to. That all sounds pretty impressive until you realize no underage person should have a resume like that. But that's where my habit of overfunctioning to make up for members who were underfunctioning began. So there you have it, the groundwork for my imposter syndrome. It involved 5 main components: the pressure of high standards, emotional suppression, hypercompartmentalization, growing up too fast, and overfunctioning. These coping styles compiled to create the profile of the imposter. Because when you have an origin story that requires high performance to put out fires and fill in the gaps and keep spirits high, you are set up to wonder as an adult, oh, besides being a fixer, doer, and helper, who am I? And why am I so unhappy? Did I just bluff my way through life? Guess I just need to do more and try harder. So you end up burning the candle at both ends. With imposter syndrome, you were never allowed to be fully you. At an earlier time, you had to become what was needed instead of what was natural. Of course you feel like a fake. You've been more true to others than you have to yourself for a really long time. I hope you're starting to see it. Your cake won't look the same as mine, but it will have similar ingredients. Now, if you're still on the fence about whether or not you have it, or you just want a couple of highlights to be able to see how it looks at work, look out for these things. Despite working twice as hard, you fear being only half as good. And funnily enough, even if someone tries to praise or reassure you, you will deflect it and credit it to something like luck, someone's oversight, divine intervention, or just say, it was nothing. Imposter syndrome also means you never get to relax because the wheels of guilt and pressure are grinding you into overthinking, overplanning, and spreading yourself super thin. You allow it in hopes that one day it will all be worth it only to end up with your head spinning after smacking into the brick wall of burnout. How many of you are nodding along saying, yep, shut up, been there, still doing that? How many of you are sitting here thinking, wow, I would love to be on stage doing something like that, but what would I even have to say? No, I'm just going to leave it up to the professionals. I see you and the shadow of imposter syndrome behind you. I wish we could chalk up imposter syndrome to something like dashes of insecurity, remedied by doses of confidence, thought management, affirmations, but by now you can tell it is more sinister than that. In terms of my clientele, when a person comes to see me, they are typically struggling with the inevitable burnout that comes from this high performance, high anxiety filled lifestyle. And I am an enthusiast about working with them because I can relate. I remember reaching that point. It took me over a quarter century to finally see myself clearly for the first time. I discovered that I had been swimming in a sort of high-functioning anxiety and depression soup ever since the 5th grade, but I didn't know any better because it was the air that I breathed. And then I discovered that my over-involvement as a fixer and helper type in people's lives was actually less about them, more about me and my need for control and inner peace. I couldn't stand seeing the people that I loved struggle, so I would swoop in without being asked, cue those go the extra mile and overachiever tendencies. So, what sequence of events exactly led to my moment of truth? I would have to say it was the moment where I was no longer able to keep up the wall between the shiny stage me and the messy, overwhelmed me. The consequences at the time, though, my marriage dissolved, my family was confused, my spiritual community was disappointed, my health took a hit, I was doubting my profession, I socially withdrew, I physically could not go back to working myself into the ground. Something had to change. And that's where I know that so many of you have similar stories, many of you who feel like everything's on track, there's no reason to complain, and that you probably think or feel like you had a great childhood. So your imposter syndrome is just a quirky you thing. I get it. Me too. But if you don't want a crash and burn like mine, then I implore you to be proactive instead of reactive. Get help because you want it, not because you need it. It was only when this therapist started going to therapy that she was able to get to the bottom of the divide that was pulling her apart. The battle between the real me and the performative me. So here's what we really need to understand about imposter syndrome. It's not in your head. It's wired into your body. It's a coping style jam-packed with action. Your self-doubt, low confidence, and fraudulent feelings are all stemming from a fear response that is stored in your body. And remember that trauma isn't just big T. It can also be having 2 parents, but really only having 1. If you know, you know. It's being socially othered because you're hairy, short, big-nosed, gay, redheaded, or black-skinned. It can also be as simple as just having family and friends that you had to support a lot as a kid. The thing that helped me overcome the debilitating aspects of my imposter syndrome was processing and working through the ripple effect of relational trauma on me and my confidence. Now, if you were listening to my story, you might be like, Sheppa, but I didn't have a loved one try to take their life in front of me. Okay, here's what I will say. As a therapist, I hear plenty of shocking things, and it's not because of the actual content, but because of how cool, distant, aloof, and eerie the story a person is telling me when they're reporting on the really hard things they went through. I'm sitting here going, oh my God. And they're like, it's cloudy outside. So, in sitting with me today, I would like for you to consider whether or not big or little t trauma could be hiding behind your imposter syndrome. If so, being able to look at it could be really helpful. I mean, this is the thing if you want to dial down the overfunctioning and if you want to enhance your prowess for authentic presence and transformational leadership. So instead of dismissing imposter syndrome, what if we could show up just a little bit more trauma aware and not minimize our colleagues or our own trauma? What if we could actually, with curiosity and courage, investigate it a little bit more and come up with systems, processes, containers that actually support and cultivate our best and highest selves? If this conversation has gotten you thinking about imposter syndrome differently, then that is a huge win for your awareness. And if you are wanting a trauma-informed way of working with your imposter syndrome and reclaiming joy in your life, I can definitely recommend you some resources. Y'all have been great. Thank you.
That was a good one. I liked her. She was cool.
That was a good one.
Yeah, I can kind of relate. I mean, I had a great childhood. I've talked about that a little bit before.
Yeah.
But for sure, everybody has some sort of a trauma, something that affects them in some sort of a way, for sure.
If you don't mind, my biggest trauma thing was my first real experience with death was my father dying, and I was 17. But that was like my first real, it was like the first funeral, the first wow, this is life, this is real, which was good and bad, but definitely traumatic because I was at a young age, and that's what I've seen from it is a lot to think about.
Good morning, Mr. Lumberjack. How you doing, man? I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday morning. Yeah, I was just kind of scrolling through and I saw that and I was like, oh, that looks interesting. Let's see what she got to say.
Yeah. But yeah, I definitely can relate. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good, man. I don't know. That was definitely got me thinking. That was a good one, man.
Yeah. No, like I agree. Like I did have a pretty good childhood. Like I don't know if you guys have places like Chuck E. Cheese, but I remember going to one of the first Chuck E. Cheese's for my 7th birthday. Dude, that was how many years ago? And I'll remember every single thing that happened that day, just because it was, what my guardian did for me that day. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh, for sure. And the one that really struck with me is trauma's not just the bad things; it's the good things that don't happen to you also. And I was like, damn, that's that kind of goes off of yesterday's expectations not being met. Kind of a letdown situation. It's kind of it's in a different realm, but it's kind of the same.
I got a story, man. I was actually really short in high school. I mean, I'm still short. I'm only like 5'7", maybe 5'8", probably shrinking. But I always wanted to play on the football team. But we always had a pretty big football team. We always had like 40 guys, right? So if I'm going to play football, I'm going to be 4th, 5th stringer. So what I said to the coach, I said, let me be a kick returner. Let me just catch the ball and run it back. And a few times I did great, but I never actually made the team. You know what I mean? I made like the temporary period and then got cut. For me, I was so like, I'm going to make it. Like I was so like, I'm on this team. And then like, yeah, no, give your helmet back. And I was like, yo, like, what the heck?
I tried like in middle school for like JV football and stuff like that. And same. I was a little bitty guy. And our, team was all, juniors. They're the freshmen and sophomores or whatever, and they were huge, and I was on the practice offense, so my job was to get like slaughtered by the defense, and so I was like, this isn't fun.
Yeah. Elementary school, I think it was grade 5 or 6. Me and my friend Jonathan tried out for like the senior basketball team, right? He made it and I didn't. And that set me on for the next 5 years. I would literally just play basketball with myself and like hone my skills. And like when I ended up playing basketball like 10, 15 years later with my like adult friends, they were like, what the heck? Like, and I was like, yeah, I spent like 10 years just shooting hoop on a metal can rim like bolted to the side of my elementary school gym because I got pissed off because I didn't make the grade 7 basketball team.
Right. Yeah, I think it's, I find it interesting the people that get so worked up about, small things, like kids or whatever, for instance, they get so worked up about just the smallest things. But at the same time, looking back on that as an adult, some of those things weren't so small. I don't know. You know what I mean?
No, you're 100% right. Like, when you're a younger child, you don't know the effects of things because you don't fully understand your emotions, the emotions your guardians or parents are feeling until you're, to a certain age, right? I mean, you can see when you're younger, there's like 3 main, emotions. It's like happy, sad, or like, you know what I mean? There's only a few emotions, but as you grow older, you realize that, like you said, the small things could have been big, but you don't realize because you didn't fully understand them.
And like, absolutely. I mean, I don't have any kids, and so I definitely don't mean to take anything away from any sort of parents because I know that a lot of it is like she was saying, like lack of resources, and I don't even mean just like lack of like physical resources, but like there's so much that like parents of yesteryear weren't taught by their parents. You know what I mean? And so like
one thing I talk about is I was raised by. It sounds funny, but I'll go into it if anyone wants to message me because this is a really long story. I was raised by my grandpa's 3rd wife, so technically like my step grandma, but it wasn't just her. I can't just say that because it was her 2 sisters and her 1 sister's husband in that house for 20 years with me. So technically I was raised by like three other people, including my grandma. So I was technically raised by like 4 people. What I'm going into is, like you were talking about, some people have a support system. I don't mean financial. I mean actually people there for you to, hey, can you watch the kid for 5 minutes? I got to go shopping and they got a flu and I can't bring them to the store. Like I got to get this food done. I got to work in an hour. Like, there's things that people don't understand that are so vital to people who have children's lives that a lot of people don't have. Like you don't have that babysitter. We didn't have a babysitter for 10 years straight. Like nobody to watch the kids, and not like we had to have it. But my point being is to have a night out to go take my wife out for dinner and dancing. It never happened. Do you know what I mean? Like it never happened.
Yeah, I forgot. Totally spaced that one out.
You just got baked. It hit you.
Oh man, I took a couple pretty good rips during the morning speaker, and I trying to remember. I'll think it. Thank you, Jeremy. Holy shit! I was literally gonna say something about it takes a village. Like,
yes, it does.
I'm all about like, you got to be there for yourself. Like, you got to love yourself and like but yeah, for real, Jeremy, that is crazy. That was something along the lines of like, you got to have a sense of community. There's got to be a village. Everybody's got to have like a legit ass support system. I mean, like,
so. I got to tell a little bit more of the member story because it kind of goes into exactly what you're saying. Like, when I was 6 or 7, my grandpa left this 3rd wife, the woman who was raising me.
Yep.
And he asked her, do you want me to take the kids? It was me and my brother. And she's like, are you kidding me? These kids have school, friends, their own bedroom, a house, a family here. Like, no. But what she did do is legally take him to court. Like, they agreed to get child support. So he was still supporting us because he was, our grandfather. He was the one who took us in there. But they did it like in a mature manner. Do you know what I mean? Like, they went to court and he was like, yeah, that's cool. And they just want to do it so it was official. They didn't do it to F you. No. They did it because they want it to be legit, Like, if they lived closer to each other, they'd probably still go and grab sushi once in a while, as friends.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's such a difference in a generational thing, too, that people don't understand is between the 80s, 90s, 2000s, and 2010s, and now 2020s, everything got so diluted and twisted that the reason why we need these tools that these morning speakers are giving us is because we weren't giving them these tools to us at a younger date, and we didn't understand the things we were going through. Like you said, the small things weren't so small.
Right, absolutely. And it's interesting you say that because, like, me and my ex really try to have some sort of a friendship style. You know, we still try to remain in contact. And, you know, she was my family for 12 and a half years, her whole family. And so we still try to communicate on. And I absolutely can still rely on her if I need, you know, I can always call Darcy if I ever need anything, or if the dogs or the animals need anything, you know, like, I'm like, hey, I need this or that. And I definitely feel like that makes it a lot easier on the kids or the fur babies or whatever it may be, and it makes it a lot easier on yourself too.
And my one hot button issue that everyone always talks about is, like, if you have a child with somebody and you separate, no matter how you look at it, you will always have some kind of relationship with that spouse or partner, even if you break up, because you had a child. You have to try to co-parent, coexist. Even if you guys don't get along and don't like each other, that doesn't matter. You have to get along in front of the child. Like, whether, like I said, whether you're like my grandma and grandpa who went to court, or whether you do it out of court, you got to have something that still supports the child. And my favorite story is this man who said, me and my wife are separated. We have shared custody. Wake up on Mother's Day, and what do? We go over to her house, make her breakfast. And they're like, you went over to your ex's house with your boys? Yeah, because I'm teaching them how to treat women no matter what. That's their mother. Man. That's whether it's my ex-wife, my ex-girlfriend, that's their mother. So that's what he's talking about, always having an existing relationship with people who have children.
Right, absolutely.
Sorry, last time.
Oh, you're good. We're still in 420. Let's smoke for 420. You're good, man.
Literally missed it twice. You just got to tell me to shut up.
Oh, no, we're good, man. We're sitting here smoking anyway. It's Sunday.
I love our Sundays together, brother.
I love the Sunday shows.
Wake up, tune in, it's a brand new day. Cove-TV's here, come on, let's play. With coffee in hand and good vibes too. Cannabis and community, all just for you. Cove, we're your TV. The place to be for good times, naturally. Game shows and laughs with the crew. Cove-TV's got it all, and it's all for you. Afternoon rolls in, it's time to chill. Marbles and ducks, the excitement's real. From shit to hang until dark. Cove-TV's where the fun leaves a mark. Cove, we're your TV. The place to be for bedtimes, naturally. Game shows and laughs with the crew. Cove-TV's got it all, and it's all for you. As evening falls, the energy's high. Dodgeball games and words that fly. Real word, fake word, and stoner roulette. Cove-TV brings the fun you won't forget. Cove, we're your TV. The place to be for bedtimes, naturally. Game shows and laughs with the crew. Cove-TV's got it all, and it's all for you. Weekend arrives, it's time to unwind. Recaps and races, the best you'll find. From duck racing to friendly fights, Cove-TV makes your weekend bright. Cove, we're your TV. The place to be for bedtimes, naturally. Game shows and laughs with the crew. Cove-TV's got it all, and it's all for you. So light up the relax, let the good vibes flow. With Cove-TV, there's always more to show. From morning to night, we're here to stay, bringing you the best every single day. Cove, we're your TV. The place to be for bedtimes, naturally. Game shows and laughs with the crew. Cove-TV's got it all, and it's all for you.
Love that one.
I love that song.
Yeah, it's a good one.
So, what has everybody got going on for the rest of their day? We got the Europe Nanigans coming up in about just under 2 hours here.
Yep.
Smoke break this afternoon. You're away tonight. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a pretty chillin' Sunday. Got my resume all honed out. Tomorrow's a holiday, so I'm going to start handing out some more resumes on Tuesday. We actually have a pretty good workplace actually works. You can upload your resume to what's that shit called, Indeed or whatever?
Yep, Indeed.
I do and don't like them because it limits your human interaction when going to applying for a job. I literally just had a confrontation with a business, and I was like, can I just like hand you my resume? Like, I'm not really into the whole computers. No, we won't even look at you if you don't go through Indeed. And I'm like, okay.
Yes. I've always said, like, you are way better off getting a job by going in and just asking to talk to the manager than just going in and filling out an application and handing it in. Because I do know a lot of places won't advertise that they're looking for help because they don't want 1,000 people applying that aren't going to work or whatever the case may be. Because I do know they say it's hard to find good help, and that's super fucking true. And so
for screening purposes, they actually 70% of jobs aren't advertised, and that's why they use Indeed. So Indeed's actually mainly a screening app, as what I'm being told, is they are screening people. So you have to go through their assessments, their resume has to tick off certain things. Like, they're opening a Popeyes, right? And I don't know if this is Indeed or not, but it says you have to have supervisor experience. But it says for a cook, if you say 0 in that category, you don't go forward in the application process.
Weird.
And I was like, yeah, okay, I'm not even gonna try. And I was excited. I was like, I'll work at Popeyes, just so I can say I work at Popeyes, man. Be like,
fucking Popeyes chicken biscuits in this bitch.
Yeah, man. Every day.
Yeah, I have definitely, even like being management type, in management type roles. If anybody ever would come in and be like, hey, can I talk to the manager or whatever? And then they'd be like, hey, are you looking for any sort of help? I'm always more interested in that person versus just somebody going through applications or whatever. Because like, I've gotten a good number of jobs just by like walking into kitchens or wherever and being like, hey, can I talk to the manager? And don't even say nothing about looking for a job, because who knows, that front desk person may turn you away.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate. Like we were talking about, people with substance abuse is unfortunately taint the people who aren't, unfortunately addicted to the illicit drugs at these points, because, you can't tell. Like, I don't really want to cut my hair, but it would probably increase my chances of working, just because, people in that world don't have the best grooming abilities. And I guess in some aspect, I may look a little worse than I could.
Yeah, I definitely think, especially in small towns, you are way better off like finding a mom and pop type job by just talking to the manager. Because I do know a lot of them fucking places won't advertise. They'll work understaffed for fucking years before they go through the process of trying to find help, dude.
Hey, don't get me wrong. If we got, like, I don't even care if I jinx this. If we get 6 feet of snow in the next 3 months, I got work. I'm just going to walk door to door with a shovel. And people laugh at me, and I'm like, yeah, okay, you got $10. What do you mean? Every time there's 6 inches to a foot of snow, I'll do your driveway for $10. No way.
It's such because here in Laverne, I have definitely looked into like snow removal type, but there's just no market, because anybody who has snow removed already has somebody who does it.
Yeah. And there's a couple of guys that go around and do it for free. And I was like, that's great. And I wish I could go around and do it for free, but like, this shoveling pays for my milk and like internet bill and food and all this other shit, like power bill. And they're like, oh, it's like, well, how much can you make in a winter just shoveling snow? I was like, my best year was about $5,000 cash. So that's tax-free money. And it's just helping out people like old folks who can't shovel. Like, what's wrong with that? And we don't have a price. Like I said, I'll say, what do you got? What do you think your driveway is worth? Well, what do you mean? Well, I don't know. If I say I charge you $40 an hour and it takes me 10 minutes, you know what I mean? Like, it's absolutely kind of work, right? So I always say, pay me what you think your driveway is worth. And I've never been ripped off. I've walked away from one job because
around here there are at least 4 or 5 guys who have whole fucking crews. I mean, multiple plow trucks and skid loaders and fucking 4-wheelers with plows on them and brushes and shit like that. And it's same with like the lawn mowing industry type of a deal. Is like anybody who needs their lawn mowed is already having it done by somebody.
Yeah. And like I have a couple of really cool tools. I have like a 25-foot roof rake, so I don't even have to go on your roof if it's just like a couple of feet off. And they're like, well, that's all good. And I was like, yeah, but do you know how much snow actually comes off when you start roof raking? Then I got to move the snow that I've just dumped, piled up, and made all heavy on your sidewalks. Oh, so I was like, that's what I'm really charging for, is the actual snow removal, like moving it. Because I've had to actually like move snow around a corner, put it in someone's backyard, like not just shovel it and throw it. Like I call it snow removal maintenance more.
Yeah.
because it kind of, a lot of people here have very nice properties. We have a very upscale, rich community that I like to cater to, because I'm not trying to be rude. They have money and they can't do the work themselves. Like I said, it's a lot of retirees and older people, or people who are working 9 to 5. Well, I'm sorry, if you're working a 9 to 5 and it's snowing and stops, and you come home to a clean driveway, you're gonna call me and be like, "Hey, come get your cash, thank you," like right away.
Well, even
you know?
like around here, fucking as soon as the snow stops, it's snow. So I mean, like these guys are out moving snow at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh yeah,
you know,
that's
and then when
mechanic.
you get up to go to work, like your driveway's already clearing.
Yep.
But I mean, yeah,
no, I agree with you. That's how I get work. Is I try to lock in 5 people. And,
Yeah.
and this is all I say to them. I said, every time it snows up to, like, I'd say 4 to 8 inches, I'll go and do your driveway. And honestly, if you want, I can just count how many times I did it. And then you can pay me $5-10 a time. If I got 5 people, I can go and collect, a few $100 every end of the week or every 2 weeks. And I'm sorry, that's good enough. I don't have to go and make $10,000 a month. I can make a few $100 a week. That'll pay for my bills, food, and my smoke. And that's good,
Well, and that's the shitty thing kind of about how it is in Laverne is like there's no, like even some fucking high school kid couldn't just go and be like, oh, I'm gonna shovel your driveway for $20 a pop and do. Yeah. There's so many goddamn snow removal companies in Laverne, and we've only got like just under around 5,000 people.
Really?
Yeah.
You're probably, because mine's like 9,800, but I should say 9,800, but there's a lot of like there's 10 Mile, which is like kind of a lake community, and there's got to be at least probably 100 people living there, and like there's other communities kind of outside but still part of Quesnel, like there's Kersley, and there's smaller other towns that are just touching our town. And like I said, I believe there's at least 50 lakes within about 50 miles of Quesnel. So it's because the farther you go up into the mountains, you literally find hidden lakes. Like, I'm not even trying. There's a couple of places. There's a waterfalls and everything called Matthew Falls, and like people get married there and stuff. Like, it's just amazing.
Amber's like, we're going back to the conversation about work in order. She's like, tell them you were a manager at Toys R Us. How are they going to check? Or like, tell me you were a manager at Blockbuster or something like that. Like, I managed I was the general store manager of 3 Blockbusters.
Yeah. And be like, yeah, that went well. So I was.
Yeah, no shit. And they'll be like, oh, so it's your fault. I'm like, no, that's not what I meant.
Be like, it's Netflix. It's Netflix's fault, man.
Dude, the rise of Netflix is so crazy. How they just like creeped into the industry. I mean,
they were a mail-in DVD rental service.
And it was so cool because it was just like, bro, you keep the movie as long as you want. Just send it back to our ass.
Yeah. How many people sent up like really messed up DVDs? Like, I mean, like someone like was like with their DVD.
Oh, dude, I can't even imagine how many like kids are rough with DVDs and how many fucking kids movies got sent back with fucking horrific not playing or whatever. It's just weird. I feel like between like Netflix and Hulu, like Netflix is like way better for like movies, whereas Hulu is better for like TV series.
Okay, so I gotta ask, because back in the day, there was actually, now everyone's gonna call me a liar for this. There was a blue Netflix and a red Netflix, and the blue Netflix was American, and the red Netflix was Canadian. And the only reason I know this is because we had a Nintendo Wii, like the original, right? And we could switch our VPN number to an American and use an American Netflix, and then use a Canadian Netflix on a Canadian VPN number. But this is way back in the day. And then
did you know
Nintendo
that
came up.
YouTube was originally created to be a dating site?
Yep. What else? OnlyFans was never meant to be what OnlyFans is about at all. That was actually set to be a business platform for people. Like, there is people on there that are just doing business stuff. It was actually not supposed to be like an adult thing. It turned into that because someone's like, is this legal? And they're like, what do you mean? Well, what kind of platform is this? What are we allowed to do? All of a sudden, boo. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you know what Rumble is. Rumble's like what you can put on YouTube that you can't put on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't go to YouTube, doesn't go to Facebook, doesn't go to Instagram. Like,
oh my goodness. Do you remember hotornot.com?
Yes.
That was a horrible idea for a website, but it was fucking hilarious, and I loved that shit as a high school kid. Upload your picture, and people will rate you on a scale of 1 to 10. That sounds like a great idea.
Yeah. Do you want to know what that turned into? The Dirty.
Gosh.
The Dirty.
I'm sure.
The dirty was just about you go there and just say you just bash somebody. Like you literally just go there and be like, don't go near this person. You know, it was horrible. Like it was just it went from hot or not to stay away from this person, basically.
It's crazy, dude. I thought hotornot.com was a fucking hoot, and I thought that shit was hilarious. But I always liked ridejudge.com. It was the same concept, but you just judged people's cars.
You know what is funny is those 1990s video in date services where they're like, hi, my name's Brian. I'm an accountant. Like, have you seen those videos? Oh my God. That is the funniest shit ever. Like, yeah. It's like a bunch of Gallaghers out there. If you know who Gallagher is, man. He was a good dude. I loved him, man. One of my girlfriend's favorites. You know what I was thinking about that, actually? You know California Raisins? They sang that Marvin Gaye song, heard it through the grapevine. You know, the California Raisins, right? Yeah. My girlfriend's parents actually knew the creators and have like original pictures and like hung out with them and stuff. Yeah, because they were in California and Oregon during that time. Like, yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. She has a picture from like 1980 something of like the original like California Raisins. Like, yeah. Yeah, they lived a quite interesting lives, man. Father-in-law's dad used to hang out with the Rat Pack. Like,
okay, I remember you were talking about that during shit one day.
It was just random. Like I was like, "Are you?" He's like, "How do you?" He's like, "I was like, what do you mean?" He's like, "Oh yeah, man. He just happened to be like went to their high school or like knew them. Like he was just one of those randos. Like he never became famous or anything."
Good morning, Yerper. How are you doing, man? I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful morning.
Yerp. It's so addictive.
I mean, he has his own sound effect.
Yerp.
I know.
Yerp.
Yeah, I was thinking, I was like, Man Bear should have one. I was like, no, it's gonna sound like Chewbacca or something.
I don't need. Well, just the Yerp sound effect was just so simple. It just was Yerp.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't sound like the chick who doesn't dab, right?
Right? That was hilarious. Like, he's like, there's got to be one woman in 8 billion people that sounds like the dab time lady. I was like, probably, dude. You're not wrong.
So I don't know. You guys have, what is it, Alexa, Google, all that, right? My Google voice was a woman, and I changed it to like the guy who sounds like the guy off of Reading Rainbow, the Laverne guy. And I'm sorry, it makes such a difference. It's like, your timer is now, and I was like, oh right, I switched it. Like it's normally like Alexa or whatever, right? I just started laughing one day. I was like, oh right, I switched it.
Good morning, Rissa. How are you doing this morning, dear? I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful Sunday morning. I forgot what I was going to say again.
Is my audio okay?
No, your audio's fine, bro.
Okay.
It's been a moon rock kind of morning.
Oh shit, you still have some of that, dude? How many weeks? Come on, like 3?
Just over. I fucking want to say 3 or 4 weeks.
So
good morning, Crystal. How are you doing this morning, dear? You were so close last night.
Oh my god, yeah, that was good.
Oh, always Rissa. Yeah, I fucking totally. Jeremy, where are you at, dude? You got the last one. You're like, yeah, you were totally. I can't believe that. I was thinking something along the lines of like, it takes a village, and then all of a sudden your comment popped in and you were like, village. And I'm like, bro,
yeah.
Get out of my head. But thank you. I really appreciate that.
We were talking about support system and like raising kids, because like a lot of people were talking to me and they were like, yeah, we're doing great. We're doing awesome. We have all this help from my parents, his parents, their grandparents. And I'm like, so you're doing help because you actually have people helping you, which is great. I wish everybody had that, but no offense. Don't say you're doing good by yourself, because you know what I mean? Like, give credit where credit's due. It's basically what I'm saying.
I would say give credit where credit's due. Dude, I was so high this morning. Crystal saw her comment, I know, with the sad emoji. I'm like, why is she sad? The fucking stone roulette shit. I literally had to like process
nobody
that.
Liked that I won. Coffee had a hard time even saying take your victory lap.
I know, and like I get it, but it's like, bro, that's how you gotta say it. It's how it goes.
It's because I was doing so much shit talking and then I won. Usually I do a lot of shit talking and lose, so it doesn't mean shit.
Dude, you hung out on that last chunk, hung out on the wheel for so long, dude.
Dude, it was so close. How many times did it literally just go over Man Bear? And everyone was doing audible gasps.
Even like when Europe got his final strike, I thought it was gonna be me. I was like, oh no, and it just creeped past Europe. Like, fucking A. That was an awesome game last night, dude. That game About an hour and a half-ish, hour and 20 minutes to spin. Probably an hour and a half, I'd say.
Biggest reel.
The
biggest wheel.
Biggest wheel. I should see if I can find a clip of it real quick.
Like the inside of the D's look like a necklace. Like it was like chain linked. Like yeah.
All right.
Thanks, Crystal. Oh no. Oh, he blew the transmit. Oh, sorry, Jeremy. Shit.
All right, this is from last night's Stoner Roulette game. Oh, maybe not there yet. I'm still putting names on the wheel. Here we go. And there it is.
It looks like a bunch of ants.
Dude, there were so many names.
I love it. You can see Candy Monkeys too. It's like, where's
there's
Candy
a little
Monkey?
CA popping out, and then you can see the YS at the ends. But yeah, that was the biggest Stoner Roulette wheel we've ever had on 5 times Stoner Roulette.
Yeah, definitely. That was good. And I'm surprised because remember, I was sharing out to like 30 groups, and then Facebook just literally cut me off for like a month or something. They must be like, I can't even share out to like DD Dab's group or anything. It's weird.
Yeah, that was the biggest wheel ever. Yeah, I mean, it easily took us like an hour and a half to spin through, I would say.
And you were grinding through. Like, we weren't really stopping. Do we even really stop to, like, because we're already smoking. We don't need to stop.
Yeah, I mean, we used to kind of like do a half time or whatever, but I mean, yeah, we're already sitting and smoking. And so, Amber says, I've legit never seen bigger. Coffee was counting names, and I think that he got up to 30. And I know I want to say we added a few more names, and so
yeah, right at the end. Remember, like right at the end, there was like 3 or 4 people I think that kind of came in.
And so yeah, it was fucking ridiculous wheel. It was a lot of fun though.
Yeah, that's a good. I like that it was a longer game, you know, because sometimes I don't know. I we joke about it being rigged, but last night proves that it was random because I've never won. That's the proof that it's absolutely like not rigged.
Totally not rigged at all.
That's the first thing I've won, not Turf Wars. There's nothing else I've won. I lost in dodgeball. I lost in everything else, man.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago I was runner up for 5 times Stoner Roulette, and that was heartbreaking.
Yeah, and then Perry took it from me on Friday or the week before. Remember, Perry Wood took it from me.
Oh yeah, well, you have been runner up to get Nux a few times because I beat you the one time. Perry Wood beat you one time. I think Wally G beat you the one time, I think.
Yep. Yeah, he beat me once, and then I was the third name. Wasn't I close when Amber beat him too, or something like that too? Because, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Ashley was like, the wheel was like a fucking acid mushroom trip. It was a lot of fucking fun, though. It was a great. Yeah, that's how Jamie says. That's how we know it was rigged because you won.
Yeah. What's this Canadian bullshit?
Dude, there was fucking 10 names on the wheel before the timer was even counted down or whatever. Because I mean, as soon as I may not say, "Hey, the wheel is open" or whatever, but as soon as people start dropping Cove-TVs, they start going on the wheel.
Yeah, it's like pop, 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 pop.
Yep. And so usually there's a handful or two of names on the wheel before I even say, "All right, drop that Cove-TV to get your name on the wheel," because yeah, it was a lot of fucking fun, man. It was a good time. And so you've got the Stoner Roulette trophy for 2 weeks because next Saturday night there won't be 5 times Stoner Roulette.
Yeah, that's another random, right? It's like winning regular Stoner Roulette on a Wednesday.
And Amber says, my dreams were absolutely filled with AI dab times. And,
love all
and like I was saying last night, Nikki Churchill has the fucking regular Stoner Roulette trophy, and I'm not sure the next time we'll play Stoner Roulette, so she will have it until then.
Yeah, she's the Stoner champion for regular. Gotta come up with something there. I'm sorry, the Danley Cup was probably the best. That was so good. I was like, oh man. I was gonna say that too. We were talking hockey the other day, and you actually know hockey better than most people I actually talk to hockey about. I'll talk, and they're like, "You watch hockey?" I'm like, I've been watching hockey since I was in my mother's belly. Okay, I've been a Canucks fan probably since like '82 something.
What up, Ronnie? How you doing this morning, Reaper? Much love, man. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful Sunday morning. Yeah, like, I don't get me wrong, I like sports teams and this and that, but man, I really just like sports as a whole, of watching everything happen.
Dude,
and
like, I'm
learn so much about sports if you really dive into the aspects and the dynamics of it versus just watching a team.
You got to remember, I grew up in the original sports desk, the original TSN, like when it was just sports highlights, the good shit, like, and it was just hockey, football, basketball, college, basketball. Yeah,
dude, that was
a great fucking
that
movie.
Should
they should have made a number
Olympic
2
event, bro.
We need to write them and tell them to make a number 2, and Man Bear needs to start.
It's like, but about the league and how it's still successful. And I wish basketball was a thing, man. I fucking love baseball.
So basketball is not a thing, but you know what I did see was tennis baseball is pretty rad looking. Like,
that was dope.
Everything you do, you have a racket in your hand, and if you're in the outfield, you have a glove. So even if I catch the ball like a grounder, right, I still have to tennis whack it to the first baseman who can catch it, but then he hits it back to whoever.
Oh shit! Okay.
And like, so you drop it
that they've been playing in Germany is fucking amazing, dude.
Sorry, what was it called?
Ice football. It's like they're playing football on a hockey rink.
Oh god,
they're kicking field goals and everything, bro.
That's crazy. Like, oh man, wow, that's getting even nicer. Look at that.
Yeah, and like they wear bowling shoes on top of it, so I mean, like it's hilariously amazing, and it's probably a pretty difficult game to play.
Yeah, that's like, there's so many. You know what I would love to play is that trampoline basketball or jump ball, whatever they call it.
Jump ball, I think, or slam ball, something like that. Yeah,
slam ball. Yeah.
That one. That shit's so cool, and I don't understand how they don't like hurt themselves on the rim, bro.
Oh, it's padded. Hey, the rim's padded.
Well, I know, but they're like putting whole arms in and shit coming down, dude. Like,
I actually looked into that. The only reason they actually don't is because of the padding they put on it will actually, like, so you can't, like, you're not going to hit the rim. Because if you've seen Vince Carter, Carter was the first one. Toronto Raptors.
Still, nothing's as good as Shaq shattering backboard, though.
We were just talking about that actually changed basketball because they actually started making the back of them heavier. It's not that he just shattered it, man. He actually was pulling rims like down.
Oh yeah, he was ripping shit off. Yeah, for real. Or I was think it's crazy that like college football teams tear their own goalposts out.
Oh my god, is that not the funniest shit in?
Like I get it, but it's like, yo, that's your own stadium.
Dude,
like, I wouldn't want anybody to go to another stadium and fuck anybody else's stadium up. But I'm like, why are we tearing goalposts out?
The movie 22 Jump Street, where he's like, I cemented that bitch in, you ain't getting it. He just fucking keeps running. I watch it. That bitch is coming down. He just shoulder checks it and like knocks himself out pretty much.
Well, I don't remember. I think it was last year in Tennessee, they tore the fucking goalposts down and threw them in the river, bro.
That's actually kind of funny.
It's hilarious. I don't get it.
The motivation.
I think that they need to make like the entryways to where they like, do they just like put it up the stands and then throw it over the edge and then carry it out? Like, how the fuck did they get it out of the stadium?
Was there like a couple of rednecks be like, I got the ratchet in my back pocket. We're gonna take this shit apart right now. Just disassemble. Let's go.
What's all one solid piece?
Well, there you go. That's what I mean. Is how did they do it?
Yeah, how the fuck did they get that thing out of the stadium? All right, we gotta watch a clip of some tearing goalposts down. That shit's amazing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Okay, right here. This was 1 year ago. Yep, this was when Tennessee beat Alabama.
Oh, did you see that interception? Oh my god, that one interception. I got I think I'm gonna have the clip. I'll send it to you. Actually, I think I sent you the clip. Humboldt beat somebody too.
So how the fuck did they get the goalposts out of there?
I don't think they put it in very good. I think
No, I mean out of the stadium in itself.
they have to make access for things like vehicles and bigger things. See, look, they're already making the path. Look.
They're getting Alabama fucking players the fuck out of there, bro, because shit's about to pop off. This is the first time Tennessee beat Alabama in so long. Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna skip forward a little bit.
Still, I know what you're talking about, man. That's crazy. That's like I'd love to go to a European soccer game, but I'd probably get stabbed or shot. They're crazy over there, man. The refs carry guns. And how does it not hit anybody? But how does it not hit anybody? That's one thing I always get. Yeah.
So when that fucking center post pops, dude, yeah, for real, because they just snap it off.
And
the cops are like, damn.
That guy just got hurt. Do you see that?
Right? They're trying, but there's no point.
Oh, here we go.
Shit's getting real. Oh, dude, that dude's got his shirt off. He's ready to fucking fuck some shit up. And there it goes. It's over.
See, you're trying to pull him down, or are they lifting him up? There it goes.
Yep, there it goes.
Oh. Wow, and get it. Oh, yeah. I jump on that. That looks awesome. That guy's the one that's going to get flown into the audience. This is going to be some Roger Rabbit freaking Bugs Bunny shit. Like a slingshot. That'd be awesome. I'm sorry, it wouldn't be awesome, but...
Yeah. Play stupid games.
Yeah.
There it goes.
Jesus.
And it's down.
It must just, like, did anybody under that? Like, that's my only thing. Yeah, see, it comes apart. It's gotta. That one's sticking straight up. I think they broke the shit out of it. I think that's probably a project. Maybe there's, like, part of the university makes a new one.
Well, I know the NCAA fines them like a motherfucker, and then, like, dude, those are $100,000 fucking goalposts.
Yeah, but how much money does the stadiums bring in when they sell out every single football game? I guarantee it's standing room only when you go to these college football games. The atmosphere in college football is, like, beyond. I'm sorry. It for me, it beats NFL and it beats CFL. The excitement. Yeah, see, they got to have corridors big enough to get them in there. Anyone else telling everybody else to get off because you're just extra weight and not helping?
Right? No shit. Why is that guy on there? Can you help, please, maybe?
I'd be tearing him down. Oh, there's like a guy in a suit like this is official. Dude,
yeah, they're taking it to the river to throw it in the river. And they won.
What? I don't understand the celebration then.
I don't either, bro. I mean, it's amusing.
Was it just, hey, we should do this. And be like, okay, now we're always going to do it.
It's a tradition, I guess.
And I bet everyone's honking like, yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, and they throw that motherfucker in the river.
And it sinks, right?
No, it floats.
Oh, it floats.
Crazy
ass. A log roll on it?
Maybe it
log roll on it.
Yeah, it floats.
Bad time to lose your phone.
No shit, dude.
Would you not start smacking phones as like a funny? Like,
right, you're just smacking fucking shit out of people's hands. That's pretty good.
Oh my god. Yeah, then they'd be fucking throwing you in the river.
Right, Amber's like, I hope they're singing "Take Me to the River."
Or how about Billy Talent's "River Below"? That's a good one. It's an oldie one. When was the last time you heard "River Below" by Billy Talent?
Man. Well, it's about that time, man. Bearish. Smoke one more and call it a morning show.
Sounds great, man.
All right. I'll go ahead and let you say your farewells.
All right, man. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in to the morning show. Make sure you tune in this afternoon for the afternoon smoke session. Make sure you tune in for 9:13 Europe time for the Europe Nanigans. And I'm pretty sure you will have a Europe away later this evening. And, yeah, make sure you're following Surkoff's a lot, Europe Entertainment, Cove-TV. And, yeah, have a good day and do something nice for a stranger.
Much love, everybody. Thank you guys so much for hanging out this morning. It's been a dope-ass Chillin Sunday morning. Great morning speaker. Great This Day in History. Again, there will be no duck races this afternoon. I'm very sorry, but we will have the smoke break this afternoon, so definitely come and smoke one with us quick. For sure, your shenanigans at 10:13 Eastern Time, 11:13 Eastern Time, 10:13 Central Time.
Right.
So hope to see everybody over there. If not, I'll see you this afternoon at the smoke break. Absolutely make sure you are following Europe Entertainment, Sir Coughslot for the token tunes. Following Cove-TV. Thank you. Much love. And if you have any cool KNFM community news type of deal, make sure you reach out to Manbear or reach out to anybody in the Cove. We can get you in touch. Please have a wonderful rest of your day. Don't work too hard out there. It is Sunday. And until next time, cheers, everybody.
Thank you for watching Cove-TV. Cove Crew, you're the heart of our family. Whether you've been here from the start or just joined in, your presence brings the energy, lets the good vibes begin. Every show, every moment you light up the way. We're grateful for you tuning in today. From the laughs we share to the good games we play, you're the reason this place feels like home every day. Thank you for tuning in today. Hit that like, show your love, brighten our way. Cove Crew, you're the reason we shine. We couldn't do this without you by our side. From stolen roulette to the morning show flow, each time you join us, you help us grow. Make sure you're following everyone on screen. We're all part of this vibrant scene. Your comments, your shares, they mean so much. It's your support that gives the show its touch. We've had our highs and lows, but you stay true. Every episode's better because of you. So here's our thanks, we just wanna say, we're so grateful you're here tuning in today. Thank you for tuning in today. Hit that like, show your love, brighten our way. Cove Crew, you're the reason we shine. We couldn't do this without you by our side. So here's to you, our incredible crew. We'll see you next time with more to do. Till then, keep shining, keep spreading the light. Thank you for watching and have a good night.
Much love, everybody.